So, you got a new puppy. You went to the breeder, you picked him out, you paid good money for him, you love him, he's loyal, he does everything you need him to do, he doesn't mess in the house, but you're thinking to yourself, man, when I'm not around, he's probably lonely. We need to get him a little brother. So I went to the rescue, eBay, and I started looking at new puppies. And the brother of this guy, turns out, is the off the Hyper 7 Truggy. Now, I could have went back to the breeder and bought a new one. They're about, I think the cheapest I found on eBay right now new is like $900. But I wound up finding this guy. But there was an adoption fee. Guys, let me show you what attracted me to this puppy so bad at the rescue, eBay. The guy had the lid off of it. What I saw was a battery box, radio box, all the linkages were there, the engine was there. I did notice it was missing the pull start, but that doesn't bother me. You guys know I'm the pull start king. And looking at it, once you look past a little bit of the rust, she was all there. So what I'm gonna do right now, guys, I'm gonna run this guy next door. I'm gonna get him cleaned up. I'm gonna bring him back in and show you what direction we're gonna go. All right, guys, so I got her cleaned up, and one thing I noticed, this isn't a puppy, this is a senior dog. She got some wear on her. Even though she's all there, and you know, she's got some good means she's got chrome CVDs in her versus dog bones. The biggest thing I'm noticing, jam bolt's tight and the carburetor's loose. So the carburetor's broke, pull start's missing. So not exactly sure what direction I want to go. Do I want to pull it, put a carburetor, put a, I guess first thing we need to do is get under her and turn that flywheel. Now she's not locked up. She appears to have some pretty good pinch. She's just gummy. But you know what? I should not be able to just use my finger and roll that thing over. So we're just gonna go ahead and say this thing has, she's probably, maybe has a little life in her, but not much. So guys, what I think I'm actually gonna do to this thing, I'm gonna repower this thing. So our choices are pretty simple. We got a really nice SNH. It's an old school SH, but it's a 28, or we got a Maxstar 28 Turbo. And honestly, guys, I'm leaning towards that turbo motor. But before we do anything, let's get a battery in this thing, let's get a receiver in this thing, and see what our electronics look like. Guys, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna check our electronics, we're gonna check our servos. Because I'm staring at these servos, they're high-techs, and one is a 950 MG, which is metal geared, the other one is a 5895 TG, which should be titanium gear, so I'm kind of excited about these servos, guys. We don't need that screw just yet, so let's go ahead and just going to power up a Fly Sky. First thing we're going to do is we're going to check our switch. So we're going to plug in our remote. We grab the stick pack. Let's go and get that in there. And step one, we're going to check our switch. Okay, so we do have a decent flashing light. The switch doesn't feel bad. So let's go ahead and just leave that off for a second. We're gonna grab our trusty rusty Fly Sky. Turn it on. Let's find us a channel. Looks like we got channel 16 available. So we're gonna set her on channel 16. Turn her off. Turn it back on. Get our flashing light, hold our bind button, turn our Fly Sky on, solid light. All right, cool, so we are now bound. So let's see what these servos are all about. Don't know which one's which, so just randomly plug one into channel 1, which is gonna be your steering servo, and you just saw, oh, we saw our throttle servo move. Pull that out. Remember, 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Let's grab our other servo, and see if we're working with anything good. So, throttle servo seems really good. Oh yeah, our now looks like that steering servo is a little she's a little loose, but tighten her up. But okay, we got good electronics. I'm going to button those up first. All right, guys, electronics are all in. We got an amazing servo set. The next step is we're going to go ahead and pull the fuel tank out, and that's going to make sense to you in about 2 minutes. All right, guys, so here's the tank, and it actually looks pretty good, but I'm going to see if you guys can see in there. But if you go to the filter portion of that, man, there's enough gunk down there to make me a little bit concerned. Because remember, it's never the dirt that gets in the tank when you're driving it, it's the dirt that gets in the tank when you're refueling. But check this out. So my buddy Al at Spare Time RC, he did a Hobao Hyper Truggy, an ST. He bought the kit, which could have went electric or could have went nitro, and he's an electric guy, so he went nitro. So he sent me all the stuff that he didn't use for the nitro. So he gave me the tank, brackets, tie wraps, filter, screws, the exhaust system, the air filter system, the clutch, the collet, all the stuff for the... I mean, I'm not going to have to do too much to it. I mean, he even gave me the electronics box, because you're not using that in nitro. You're only using that. You're not using it in the electric. Or you're... All right, guys, we're going to do the MaxStar, the Hobao Hyper 28. So I don't know if you guys want to see this again, but I'm going to show it to you again. So we're going to put our collet on, grab our flywheel. Notice it's a small flywheel because it's a pull start flywheel. If it was a bump start flywheel, it would be a lot bigger. Put your nut on. Grab your, whoop, look at that, look at that, look at that Hobao branded glow plug wrench, or as I call it, a clutch wrench. Get her snug. Get your flywheel tool on. Give her some torque. Not a bunch of torque, but enough torque. You do not want to break the crank. It's a 10mm nut. All right, that's done. All right, guys, besides my superior skills and awesomely bad attitude, this thing came with some really nice aluminum clutch springs. I got those on off camera, so let's go ahead and do the clutch. So doing the clutch, we're just gonna grab a spacer, hammer that on there, find us a bearing, then we're gonna drop our clutch bell on. Hey, that actually seems pretty cool. Probably didn't need the spacer. We're going to leave it on because we got a lot of adjustability. Looks like we have maybe a mil. Grab another spacer. Stick that on there. Take another look. Looks like we could easily do a third spacer. So I'm going to stick that on there. Now we're going to grab us the end bell nut, and there should be, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in this mess, some type of a washer that will actually hold that thing in. I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe this guy will work. He seems a little small, but who knows? I'll tell you what, just for the time being, let's just go ahead and stick this thing in there. Grab our 2.5, torque her down. Yep, that's actually good. So I'm gonna go find a washer for this thing, guys, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got my header on. I got the new Hobao pipe on. I got that beautiful clutch on, and she sounds beautiful. I got the engine mounts on. I kind of judged the distance where this mount's gonna be forward and backwards based on the old engine. So let's go ahead and get this old engine out. I got everything disconnected on the one side, or on the back side. So we should be good. Looks like somebody's already been digging at that one, so I'm gonna do something very uncharacteristic. I'm gonna send this in there, grab a hammer, tap it in there. Oh yes, we're golden. So we did this right. The engine ain't gonna be in there. Yeah, that clutch is sticky. We're missing the pull start. We got a broken exhaust gasket, so I think we did the right thing by changing it. And that carburetor, well, looks like it just might be just loose, but the jam nut, the pinch bolt, is nice and tight. So let's go and get the new engine in. All right, guys, getting the engine in is pretty simple. Get it lined up on your bell. Figure out where your exhaust is going to have to be. It'll rotate a little bit. Turn her upside down. I'll put a little bit of blue Loctite on these things, not a whole lot, just a little bit. Get them started. I don't want to have a Loctite all over my fingers, but guys, I'm gonna go and get this thing tightened up and we're gonna adjust some mesh. All right, guys, so engine's in, mesh is set. We got our tailpipe hanger in there, exhaust is on. we're doing the thing. Let's go and get the gas tank in. I'm not going to film that because that's just going to take about 2 or 3 minutes, and well, camera's going to be kind of in the way, but I'll be right back. And guys, just a quick message on fuel filters. This is the Hobao that came with the kit, and if you look inside, the only thing in there is a little screen. There's no foam, there's no nothing. The only ones you want either have the screen or they're going to have the little like bronze stone inside of it. Let me go ahead and plumb this thing up. All right, guys, so there she is. Engine's in, everything's plumbed out. Plug. Let's go and get this bag off. And what we're going to do is grab some fuel. Just some good old-fashioned 20% Sidewinder. We're going to top her off. Brand new tank, brand new lines, brand new filter, brand new everything. We're going to go ahead and prime it before we put the plug in, because that air filter is a bit of a chore. So we're just going to be looking for fuel right there. Alright guys, from there I'm going to put the plug in it. I'm going to warm it up with my Ryobi, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright guys, so we're got some temperature in her. 133. She wants to make some noise. Turbo plug, low C glow driver. They have a little trouble getting a hold of them, so the plug is tight. So I'm going to have to push down on it. Let's see if she'll make some noise. Alright, I'm going to cut you off for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and prime the tank, because I don't think we've got all we need to make it happen. All right, guys, I blew into the tank. I could hear the fuel go through. Let's see what she wants to do now. Let's just go ahead and manually prime it. This air filter is not conducive to wanting to come off. So this time we're just going to give her a little tickle of fuel and see if that makes any type of a difference. She did pop off once, so they don't always start first pull, guys. Oh, we're getting somewhere. It looks like she is flooded out pretty good. I think I went a little bit too much on the primer. Guys, so I'm going to run a couple of heat cycles through this thing, and then we're going to get some wheels on it. Alright guys, I got 4 heat cycles through it. I did it all in one tank. I'm just bringing up to 190 on the low speed, which means I'm leaning the low speed for temperature. This thing was so pig rich, I probably went in 2 full turns on the low speed to bring it up to about 170, 180, and about another quarter turn got me to my 190. Cycled it through 3 heat cycles, everything's perfect. But we're going to talk about a thing called a tail of endpoints. So I put the fly sky in. I didn't take the time to set my endpoints, and the first thing it did is just strip the throttle servo. So I'm blipping it, going wide open, returning it, hitting the brakes. And I hit the brakes, it goes wide open because the servo had moved. The arm has moved. So I got the endpoints exactly where I want. But guys, you want to talk about insanity? Look at this steering servo. This thing is absolutely insane. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move that out of the way. We're going to have a little bit of fun on something that Rinks needs to see, because he seems to think that a Spectrum's a good radio, and it is. However, this is a $60 fly sky with $20 receivers. We're going to show how easy it is to fail safe. So there's a fail safe. Press enter. Channel 1's flashing. That's throttle. We don't want that. We want 2. We're going to press OK to number 2. We're going to apply brakes. and we're going to press the set button. Okay, so we still got our throttle. Now what's going to happen is, watch my throttle arm. When I turn this thing off, boom, we are full brake. That is your fail-safe. That means if you range out on the radio, this thing will ditch throttle and apply brakes. So this little dog did not come with tires. I get these Truggy tires off of Amazon. They're 4-inch rim. I don't even know how wide they are. The only thing about these things, they're I think 40, 45 bucks a set delivered. But hear me out. They do not come glued. You have to glue these tires. If you don't glue them, the tire centrifugal force is going to blow them right off the wheel. So what I'm going to wind up doing, give me a couple minutes, I'm going to get some tires on this thing. All right, guys, it's now or never. Got my fail-safe set up. I got my endpoint set. Let's get this thing tires on the ground and see if she's any good. Do the right thing, and 2 body clips. 2 more than it needs. Get you guys turned around. I'm not going nuts with it. We're just going to run up and down the parking lot like normal. Figures. Not as easy with the body on. Let's get her blown out. She is still extremely rich. Making good smoke, though, I ain't gonna lie. That steering servo is insane. And once we knock some of the new off of those tires, she's gonna be a little bit better. Guys, she got a little bit of power to her. All right, guys, there you have it.